Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This is Malik Pete. He is an offensive tackle out of Tarleton State. Nice to have you on, buddy.
Nice to be on.
I feel like a lot of people need to get to know you because, bro, quite honestly, it's very hard to find a really good offensive tackle who's big enough, who's got your level of experience. Let's go ahead and get started, man. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's going on? My name is Malik Pete, and I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm a roughly about 6'6", 315. I play left tackle here at Tarleton State, and
Cool. Want to help out a little bit just in the just set the stage for people. Let's take it back to the very, very, very beginning. How long have you been playing football?
uh, I played it. I played it my juniors of high school, but I took it more serious my senior year in high school. So I was only playing 2 years before I went to college. So
Wow.
yeah, that
Well,
was it.
hey, sometimes that happens to people. I don't know. Was that parents' decision, your decision, or what was that all about? If you want to fill me in.
Yeah, I thought I was a hooper back then, so I was pretty good at basketball as well. I still am, but it was before a basketball game. My head coach was like, and this is how I knew it was serious because like it's right before a basketball game, so I was like, okay, like he's serious right now. And he was like, he sat me down. He was like, you need to take football more serious, and I was just like, okay, like this is weird. We better go play a basketball game. Why are you talking about football? But I knew in that moment like he was serious and he probably seen something that I wasn't seeing. So that's what made me like focus in on football.
Gotcha. Again, I played basketball in high school, went to Northeast Academy in Oklahoma. Um, so I know you didn't play too many years in high school, but what is your fondest memory of playing football there for that program?
Wow. It wasn't like too many good ones. Like we wasn't that good. Actually wasn't good at all. But um I
So,
guess a
I
good
mean,
memory is finally winning a football
let me
game.
help you out a little bit. Sometimes these things don't come together as well as you'd like, but were you always playing offensive tackle? I mean, did you play both ways back in the day? I mean, how did that work?
Yeah, in high school, Northeast Academy, I played defense too because we was a small 2A in the city. So like when people think of 2A, they think like country. We was like a 2A that was like in the city. So I played both ways. I played D tackle and then left tackle.
I mean, I'm assuming you were playing those kind of equally in high school. Um,
Hmm.
so talk to me about how you were being recruited because I mean, were people looking at you as an offensive lineman, a defensive tackle? Um, how was that playing into maybe perhaps your overall recruitment?
Yeah, I wasn't highly recruited at all. I had one offer, and that was the offer I took, which was Swasu. So, and that was to play left tackle. So I wasn't highly recruited at all.
Gotcha. You said SWASU. Not a lot of people are familiar with that. Uh, Southwestern Oklahoma State University is where you
Hmm.
started things out because, like you said, those guys took a chance on you and gave you
Hmm.
the opportunity to play offensive line. Bro, let's start there with your journey. Obviously, you were there for a little bit before transferring to Tarleton State. Talk about that experience for you, man, and maybe one of the highlights.
It was an experience for sure, but I really take my hats off to my coach, Coach Jake Wareham. He took a chance on me. He believed in me, and he taught me a lot within me being there in the program. I didn't even know how to kick set coming out of high school. That was what is that? And so like I used to get not like a bad laugh that they used to laugh at me like that's crazy that you don't know how to do that. I'm like, nah, I don't. But that's like one of my like favorite things I remember about being at that place was mainly my O-line coach. He taught me a lot, and he took me under his wing.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say, I mean, again, you have a small program that say, hey, here's this big dude. We can put him on our offensive line. He's a bit raw, so all he needs to know is to learn maybe some of the fundamentals, that kick step you're talking about, and obviously get you rolling with your overall, college career. Um, so you were there for a little bit and then ended up transferring to Tarleton State. Can you walk me through that overall transfer and how that worked for you?
It was great. I think everything worked out how it was supposed to. Once again, I got in touch with no, my head coach got in touch with one of our cornerbacks coach here, and he was just like, "Hey, like you need to take a chance on this guy, basically." And then they was like, "Yeah, let's look at the film, see if we like him." My offensive line coach, who I mean, he's my line coach now. He wasn't then, but he liked what he saw. But I think they was waiting on somebody else to commit, and I guess he didn't or something like that. I don't remember. And so they took a chance on me once again, and they came and picked me up from Oklahoma City, and it was over from there.
And yeah, then we're kind of caught up. For people that really haven't been paying attention, Tarleton State is a school that's really been on the up and up in the past few seasons. I mean, a few years back, they transferred up from Division 2 to Division 1, and really been solid overall. I think some people maybe thought that they, you know, might be a little slow coming in as
Mhm.
in just dealing with that overall competition, but Charlton's been solid. You guys have been able to, really keep up with the best of them. And you being the starting left tackle now for at least the past couple seasons for them has been completely solid for you in having that experience. So, um, again, part of two separate programs, SWASU, Tarleton State. Talk a little bit about how you were utilized in both programs and maybe one of the differences in what you had to learn.
Yeah, one of the biggest differences from coming from uh Swansea to Charlton. Well, first of all, one is D2 and one is D1, so that was a difference, like already. And then like the speed of the game is different. So like uh the players are different, their speed is different, their strength is different. So like mind you, it's some D2 players that studs because I've seen it firsthand, but it's also like a different ball game when you go up. So like I was a little behind, and so I had to play like the catch up game to get to where I am now. So it was a hard grind to get to where I'm at. And if
Yeah,
you're not
so
motivated to
keep
do it, you're not gonna succeed at the D1 level.
Yeah, one of the things that you had said that I think really needs to be repeated is that there are some really good dudes at the Division 2 level.
Yeah,
People don't really understand that there are some studs that you have to go against. You know, even though people are like, nah, that's just D2. No, dude, it's
mhm,
for real. Like you get some people that have a lot of good speed, a lot of good
yeah,
talent, and you got to learn very early on to be able to go toe to toe with those guys. When you look at some of the guys that you faced during throughout your career, um, who's been maybe your toughest competition to date?
which is funny because we played uh UCA Central Arkansas Saturday, and that's for us to get into the playoffs. And one of our opponents uh is David Walker. He's really good. He's a DN and he's legit. So it'll be a good challenge for us. And I feel like if I can go out there and handle my business with him, then they'll be like, okay, who was that? Like, who was that blocking him? He's pretty good. But
Yeah,
David
well,
Walker, I take my hat off to him. He's really good.
yeah, we'll come back to that eventually. Obviously, one of the top small school athletes this season. And so definitely giving guys like you a challenge. But I was also referring back to your Division 2 days
Okay.
in that particular conference. Who then were you battling regularly?
Uh, I don't remember like it vividly, but like it was some nice edge rushers in D2 too. But
Well,
like I don't.
I'm pretty sure that you've faced some guys regularly who are rough, but I mean I think that it first starts on your own team in practice, guys that
Oh,
you're
okay.
seeing day in
Yeah.
and day out. So let's highlight some of them dudes, either from SWASU or from Tarleton State. Who's been maybe your most impressive teammates over the years?
Defensively, I have to at SWASU, I have to go with Randy Powell. He was a stud. Randy Powell was nice. And then at Tarleton, defensively, he transferred. I think he at Oregon State right now, but Josh Griffiths, he was pretty good. He
Cool.
was a stud.
So talk to me a little bit more about Tarleton State's offense and how you're utilized. Give me a good feeling for maybe what perhaps is like y'all's bread and butter and what you're used to doing out there. Can you describe that offense for us?
Yeah, we're a RPO heavy type of offense. We have a 1,000 yard back. Hopefully, we can get him to 2,000 by the end of the year. And he's really good. And we have a really good quarterback, Victor Gabalis, running back Kayvon Britton, nice wide receiver Cooper, Darius Cooper. And so I think we're pretty high powered offense.
So let's now focus in on you. Again, I'm talking to you as a guy who is a prospect this season, who hopes to get an opportunity at the professional level here soon. So what do you feel separates you as a prospect? What do you think is one of your best attributes, traits that you got going for you?
I know this like sounds cliche because I'm pretty sure a lot of people say it, but like I'm very coachable. Um, I'm willing to listen. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I'm going to make mistakes, but I'm willing to clean it up, listen to what I got to do, and get better at it. And I'm a hard worker. Like that's one thing I take my hat off to. Like that's all I've been doing my whole life is hard work, and that's all I know. So those are the main
So
two things.
So, Malik, I'm going to hit you with something, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from, and that is, I feel like here we have a guy who's got some great size, and to be honest with you, I don't know if we've seen the best of you yet. If that's fair to say, because again, you came to the game late. You're you've been at it for a while for the past few seasons, and you just kind of keep continue to get better and better. And when you're up against challenges and they put you to the test, you've brought yourself up to that occasion and you've been able to take care of business. And so again, I don't know if we've seen the best of you yet. And I think that that's one thing that some coaches love. Like they love a guy who they can coach up, and hopefully that's what they're getting in a guy like you. So
Yeah,
um, anyhow, again, just kind of want to talk a little bit more about Tarleton State. Um, Dude, this season, doing fairly well. 8-3, and again, like you said, I mean, you guys are faced up against Central Arkansas last game of the year. I don't know, could be a play-in playoff game
hmm
potentially. So I mean, we'll see how that ends up. And like you said, facing it up against one of the top edge rushers at the FCS level. How are you guys going to come out on top for that game?
just do what we do every week. We play hard. We're a really physical team. Um, I think we'll get after it for sure.
Gotcha. Anything you're working on specifically? You really in the film room trying to study this opponent here? I mean, since he is one of the best, man. I mean, you're really heavy into it this week or what?
Yeah, I won't say too much because he might watch it. But yeah, I'm watching them pretty good, and my main thing is just I'm just focusing on me and what I can do. And my coach brung out something. He brung up a great point. He was just like you're so long, like just use your length. So like that's what I'm working on, using my length, and then just stand square because he like to come inside a lot. But he'll do both. Like he's a freak. He's really a freak. I'm not gonna lie. He's
No,
gone.
you're good. Sometimes that really is what you got to do, man. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but like
Hmm.
you got to utilize your size.
Yeah.
And if you can keep the guy in front of you, and if you know where the hell he's going, I mean, if you have,
Right.
as long as you don't lose a guy, just don't
Right.
blink. Don't blink for like 5 seconds. You know what I mean? When you're out
Right.
there, because
Yeah.
that'll really, hurt you, obviously. So, um, cool. So, now you've been part of a lot of great matchups over the years, and really these past couple seasons been doing very well for Tarleton. Give me a couple of your highlights, man. Let's talk through a couple of them. Maybe these past 2 seasons. What have been like the best games, or even best play for you?
There's games. I have to say our first home game of the season this year. It was nationally televised, so that was fun. Like for me to just, like that's all I wanted to do my whole life was play on TV, and for me to live that out was pretty dope. So that was fun for me. That
Cool.
game, and then to be a part of, even though we fell short of Abilene Christian, even like being a part of that, like having a chance to win that, like our conference was pretty cool too, even though we fell short.
Yeah, I mean, much better than perhaps your days at your previous university.
Hmm.
You guys are very competitive right
Yeah.
now. So it's good to be a part of an up and up program that's very competitive. And again, they're utilizing you a lot. They're depending on you a lot. I mean, you've been a starter for Tarleton State past 2 seasons, I believe.
Hmm.
How many starts you got under your belt, by the way? Is that something that you've been keeping track of or no?
Not really. I missed 2 games this year. I missed 2 games this year due to an ankle injury, and then a game I missed probably like 2 games ago. I don't remember. It was versus West Georgia, and I started it, but I didn't finish it because of my shoulder. So like
Gotcha.
I've been kind of banged up this season.
Well, fair enough. Sometimes you can really tell a whole lot about a person's character as to how they deal with adversity.
Right.
Whether it be the fact that you're a small school player, transferring to a new program, dealing with injuries. Um, Talk to me about that for you. Tell me a little bit about your character and how you have attacked these challenges, over your career.
Man, God, honestly, I'm a Christian, um, and I think without Him, I wouldn't be in the positions that I'm in. You know, I know He got me out of SWASU. He got me here, and every time I get injured, I uh, always keep my eyes on the main thing. Like I know football is temporary, so uh, it got to go one day, and then I don't want my identity to be in football. It's within Christ. So, and I understand that, and so that's what I'm kind of doing right now.
Hey, you got to put the first thing first, and I can certainly appreciate that. I mean, obviously, giving credit where it's due in our creator. So, um, obviously, that's great. But I know that there've also been a whole lot of other people that have helped you along the way, teammates, coaches, and perhaps some people outside of football. Who would you say has been the most influential person for you throughout your journey? Can you mention a couple names?
Of course, my mother, my sister, uh, my mom, my sister, my coaches, Coach Wareham from SWASU, Coach Carey here, uh, and it's a couple of people, and of course
Yeah,
God, because I talk to
sure.
Him a lot.
Uh,
So
and I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of other people, some teammates and
yeah,
such.
yeah,
Um, so, Malik, I do want to meet you a little bit outside of football because, again, like you said, I mean, I know that there's more to you than just being a football player. So, let's meet the guy under the helmet. Anything else about you that you want to share? Your hobbies, your interests? You got any other passions in life or maybe some secret talents or something. Tell me about you.
Secret talents. I wish I had some, but I don't have many secret talents. Like I said, I'm really good at basketball still. I still feel like personally I can compete at a collegiate level, but
You a
um,
big basketball fan?
yeah, I can play basketball.
I mean, who's your team? Who are you watching?
It was Clippers. Well, I'm really just a Paul George fan, but he's not looking too good right now. So he's getting on my nerves. He's stinking it up. So, but I just like watching good hoops. Like I just like watching ball players.
Gotcha. And for a guy that grew up in Oklahoma City, um, who were you a fan of growing up? I mean, obviously, again, big basketball guy there for the longest time. But is there a football player that you maybe looked up to, watched his film, wanted to be more like him or what?
Growing up, no, but like I said, when I started taking football more serious was around senior year, going into college. So like going into college, I started watching more of Tyron Smith highlights and seeing what he was doing and how good of a player he was. But yeah, I didn't watch like many football players growing up until I actually started realizing what was going on. That's when I started taking it more serious.
Gotcha. I mean, I kind of felt like you were gonna go Tyron Smith,
Hmm
back in obviously, playing for the Cowboys. I think a lot of people in Oklahoma, maybe default wise, cheer for the
Yeah,
boys.
they do. They do.
So that's just kind of what you get with them with those people. So
Yeah.
I want to throw some questions your way just for fun. Again, first thing that comes to your mind, nothing too crazy. So um a couple favorites actually. So let's start off with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Favorite breakfast cereal.
Breakfast cereal, Captain, not Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, definitely a good one there.
Yeah.
Is there a TV show that you like to watch occasionally? I mean, is there maybe something you like to binge watch that whenever you get some time, what would you recommend?
Martin, TV show
Martin.
called Martin. Yeah, I'll watch it. I probably watched every episode in my life like I've never seen one before.
That takes me
So,
back to the 90s,
mhm.
man. I'm
Yeah.
much older than you, so I remember when it was coming out.
Yeah, I love Martin.
So definitely some interesting times there. Martin Lawrence also been in some pretty good movies. I don't
Hmm
know if maybe one of them's your favorite, but I mean, what would you say is one of your favorite movies?
Oh, the one where he was a not Blue Streak, national national security guard or something like that.
Uh,
I can't. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah,
I can't remember. He's been in a lot of good ones.
yeah,
So
a lot of good ones.
I tell a lot of people one of my favorites of his is that movie Life when it was him and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's a
Yeah,
really good movie.
yeah, it is.
Definitely love that one. A couple more and then we'll wrap things up. Uh, Favorite flavor ice cream.
Cookies and cream, I guess. I'll go with that.
All right. Um, how about is there any other celebrity that you love a chance to meet, whether it be an actor, musician, or music artist, or any other athlete? Again, right now, I know you don't want to meet your favorite basketball player, except for maybe to smack him around a little bit and all.
Yeah,
But
I actually do want to meet him.
it's
So
but
I can
other than
talk to
him,
him.
man, is there somebody else that you want to get an opportunity to meet?
Uh, I feel like meeting Martin would be cool because like I'm not that old, but like growing up watching him was pretty cool. He made me laugh like I never laughed before.
Yeah,
Martin, Kevin Durant, just because he's one of the best basketball
he's
players.
Kevin Durant, dude. I would
Right?
say
Yeah. Yeah.
so. Definitely, really good at what he does.
hmm
Granted, he's bounced around a lot, which kind of hurts people, I think, in
Right.
my, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Um, And I mean, obviously, Malik, I know you want to get yourself to the league so that you can get a chance to meet some great NFL players. And so, as we're obviously wrapping things up, want to get an opportunity, give you an opportunity to talk to some people about you, talk to some scouts, and maybe anyone else who might be watching, and tell them what they'd be getting in if they took a chance on you, and what you'd bring to their program. So, go ahead and close this up.
Man, just when you watch me, you'll see a player that obviously, like you said before, I know I haven't reached my full potential yet, and I do continue to get better every year, every single year. It just so having that I'm a senior now, so my years are slowly starting to fall short. But I feel like a team that's taking a chance on me will be a good chance. You're gonna get a hardworking guy, like I said before, a coachable guy, and I bring in lots of leadership. I know as a rookie, you have to build that up eventually. Like I understand that, but uh, I will build that up, and I will eventually be a leader if I'm blessed to stay that long on somebody's team. So just to all the scouts out there, just take your chance.
Yeah, and again, just want to repeat that sentiment in that we may not have yet seen the best of Malik Pete. That isn't to say that he hasn't had some great games, dude. You've had some
Right.
great collegiate games. You've won a lot of great games over these past couple seasons, and I know you want to try and finish strong next week. So, want to wish you all the best in that, and everything else you got going on. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Once again, I got with me Malik Pete, offensive tackle, Tarleton State. Check him out.
Yes, sir.